Hey, we're here to react to another video. Let's go.
NBA news.
What's up? It's DJ Key. We're here to react to another video. Let's go. Karl Anthony Towns gets traded to Minnesota Timberwolves.
Breaking NBA news this morning where the Knicks and Timberwolves made it a blockbuster night, finalizing a trade sending Karl Anthony Towns to New York and Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo to Minnesota. That according to what sources confirmed to ESPN. Minnesota also receiving a 2025 top 13 protected first-round pick from New York via the Pistons. But it's the Hornets who are the third team in this trade, helping to make this thing work financially. Talks between the Knicks and Wolves have taken place all summer long, according to what sources tell ESPN. Now, somebody should have told Karl Anthony Towns because he had just arrived back in Minnesota for training camp. And this.
Nah, for real, this move honestly doesn't make sense. Like, Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards just went to the Western Conference Finals last year. And I feel like they would have been in, weren't it for that like insane run that Luka Doncic and Kyrie had going on last year. So this really is just like, it's like a head scratcher. Then they got Julius Randle. So they're getting Julius Randle to be able to play with Rudy Gobert, so they have no shooting. What type of...
This trade was a quote-unquote completely unexpected development. That, according to a source familiar with his thinking, telling ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. You see that tweet from Karl Anthony Towns, just ellipses. Now, we have our Bobby Marks with us this morning to break it down. Bobby, how did this deal come together?
Well, it started cursory talks this summer between Minnesota and New York. You have to remember, Gerson Rosas, who used to work in Minnesota, now works under Leon Rose. And it certainly accelerated over the last 48 hours, certainly with Mitchell Robinson out indefinitely here. And the defection of Isaiah Hartenstein in the Oklahoma City and now the Robinson injury left a big void for New York at center.
All right, so what is the Knicks roster going to look like now after bringing in this center, Karl Anthony Towns, from Minnesota?
Well, I think when you look at the starting lineup, certainly with Karl Anthony Towns at the center position and likely OG Anunoby at the power forward, this starting lineup can compete with anybody in the Eastern Conference and certainly in the NBA. The big question now is their depth.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That move for the Knicks was pretty good. They still, I mean, they got some defenders. They got Michael Bridges, OG, and Josh Hart. So their defense is going to be all right. I don't really like Josh Hart at the power forward, though. I know he's a good rebounding guard, but he's like 6'4". I think he's like 6'5". Like, that doesn't make any sense. This, honestly, I'm going to just be real, man. This trade did not make any sense. Like, I feel like both of these teams, they got like, they had something special going on and then they just kind of left. And it's like, I feel like you can't do that. Like, you can't just give up on Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. Man.
They lose Donte DiVincenzo to Minnesota. They're really left with Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, and Tyler Kolek as their backcourt here. So there is some thinness at the backcourt.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the Wolves now, from their side of things, they made the West Finals last year. Why are they willing to make such a major shakeup with it? Really a franchise cornerstone in Cat heading to New York.
Well, it's all about roster flexibility here. When you talk to people close to Minnesota, they're confident they are still a top 4 team in the Western Conference, and they can get to a Western Conference Finals again here. They've got DiVincenzo coming off the bench. That helps their young players, including Rob Dillingham. Randle goes to the power forward position. I think the big thing, Randy, with him is, can they keep him long term? Here's a player that has got a player option for next year, and it could be one of the top free agents.
Only played 46 games last season, did average 24 a game. NBA season starts October 22nd with those Knicks and the Celtics squaring off, and then the Wolves have the Lakers. Bobby Marks, we appreciate you, sir. Odds makers loving this trade for New York. They entered Friday at plus 800 to win the title. After this deal, third shortest odds after the Celtics and the Thunder actually to win the title. That, according to ESPN Bet.
Okay, so this is the one thing that I wish would have happened. Because I was really rooting for Michael Bridges, Josh Hart, Donte DiVincenzo, and Jalen Brunson to be able to play with each other at this level, and then potentially win a championship. But unfortunately, like that's just not the way that it's gonna go, unless they do it like later on in their careers. So, I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow for them. Um, and we'll see where this goes. I don't think that the Knicks are really that much better though with this trade, honestly. Um, but they do have Isaiah Hartenstein. No, they got rid of him. He's on the Thunder, so I just don't see how they really got that much better from this trade. Like they lost pieces and then they just got Karl Anthony Towns. Julius Randle was already tough. They said that he only he played 46 games last year. So imagine if he would have played more. I mean, I will say that they do have some problems in the playoffs with Julius Randle, but I think they should have just given it another go, honestly. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.